Artificial intelligence, I mean, it's everywhere, right? It feels like it just exploded onto the scene overnight, going from sci-fi to something we use every single day. But how did we actually get here? Well, that's what we're going to unpack. We're going to trace the entire journey from the wildest dreams of its founders right up to the powerful generative tools that, let's be honest, you're probably using right now. Okay, so just look at this. On one side, you've got the dream of AI back in the 1950s. I'm talking a massive, room-sized machine, all wires and humming switches. And on the other side, well, that's today. It's vibrant, it's dynamic, it's generative. The story of how we jumped from that room to the device that's probably in your hand right now, well, that's the story of AI. And that's exactly what we're diving into. All right, so before we go any further, let's get on the same page. What is artificial intelligence really? At its heart, AI is all about building smart machines. Machines that can do stuff that usually takes a human brain. You know, things like learning, figuring out problems, and then using what they've learned in totally new situations. It's not just about being a fancy calculator. Nope. It's about trying to mimic how we think. Okay, so to really get a feel for the insane power of AI today, we've got to go back, way back. Where did this whole idea even come from? Let's hit rewind and check out the birth of AI. And this right here, this quote, says it all. It just shows you how incredibly ambitious the whole thing was from the very beginning. The folks who started this weren't just trying to build a better calculator. Not even close. They were chasing this huge, almost philosophical idea. What if you could map out human intelligence so perfectly that a machine could actually copy it? I mean, think about that. That's the foundation of everything. So you might think the path from then to now was a straight shot, but it really wasn't. As you can see here, it was more like a roller coaster. You had this huge excitement in the 50s, right? Then, in the 80s, we got these expert systems, which were pretty cool but kind of limited, and that led to what they call the AI winter, a time when funding dried up and people lost interest. But then, around 2012, everything changed. Powerful new computer chips, GPUs, basically unlocked the door to the deep learning boom. You started seeing these mind-blowing breakthroughs like AlphaGo. And that boom, it led us right here to today's generative era, where AI isn't just analyzing stuff anymore, it's creating it. So that's the when. But what about the how? How does this stuff actually think? Well, it turns out there's not just one single way to build an AI. The whole field has kind of split into three main schools of thought, three different ways of trying to create intelligence. So let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside. All right, let's break these down. First up, you've got symbolism. This is the logic-based approach. Think of it like a detective following a very strict set of rules and clues to solve a case. If X, then Y. Then there's connectionism. And this one's the big one. It's the engine behind most of the AI we use today. It's all about learning from tons and tons of data, kind of like how our own brains learn from experience. And finally, there's behaviorism. This is learning by doing. Imagine a robot trying to get through a maze. It learns from trial and error, getting feedback every time it makes a move. Okay, so this all might sound a little abstract, a little science lab, but let's bring it right back down to earth, right into your hands, actually. Because here's the thing. You are using this stuff every single day, whether you know it or not. Think about it. You use a translation app? That's AI. See an ad that feels a little too perfect, like it read your mind? Yep, that's AI too. And of course, the big ones everyone's talking about right now, those smart chatbots and large language models or LLMs, they're the most obvious examples. The truth is, AI is already completely woven into the fabric of our digital lives. It's kind of like the invisible engine running inside your phone. It's the secret sauce that makes your camera take better pictures, that makes your Maps app so scarily accurate, and makes your favorite apps just work better. It's like the silent partner helping you out with all the tech you use. Now, whenever a technology this powerful comes along, you're going to get a ton of myths and, crazy ideas popping up. So it's super important to separate the sci-fi from the reality. Let's do that right now. Let's tackle some of the biggest myths about AI. First up, the big one. Is AI conscious? Does it have feelings? The short answer? No. Look, an AI can be trained to write a beautiful, heartfelt poem. It can absolutely simulate empathy in a conversation. But underneath it all, it's a very, very sophisticated pattern matching machine. It's mimicking emotion. It's not actually feeling it. Okay, next myth. The whole robots are taking our jobs thing. The big fear is that AI is just going to replace everyone. But the reality is a lot more interesting than that. It's looking more like AI is going to augment what we do. Think of it as a tool.
It can handle the boring, repetitive stuff, which frees us up to focus on the things humans are amazing at. I'm talking creativity, big picture strategy, and solving really tricky problems.
Now, this next one is super important. The myth is that AI is always objective, always unbiased. But that's not necessarily true. Here's why. An AI is only as good as the data you feed it. So if the data it learns from is full of our own human biases, well, the AI is going to learn those biases too. And sometimes it can even make them worse. It's really just a mirror reflecting the data we give it.
So there you have it. We've gone all the way from the early dreams of AI to the wild reality of today. We've looked at how it thinks, and we've busted some major myths. We've covered the what and the why, but that just leaves us with the next huge question, doesn't it? The how. How is this stuff actually built? Because as we're standing right at the dawn of this new age, understanding the nuts and bolts behind AI, well, that's going to be the key to navigating the future that it's building for all of us.